Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I'm going to talk about the second quarter. Think about what you're doing in your world in a series of 4 quarters, right? Just like a calendar year. That's what I like to think about it. We just passed the first quarter. Right now we're getting ready to go into the second quarter. What did you do in the first quarter? Did you accomplish anything? See, at some point you have to assess, you have to kind of reflect back and see what you've done and what you plan to do, and see if those go together, if they work in conjunction, because it should work in a series like of progressions, growth I'm talking about. The way that works is you start something, then you continue it, then you continue it, then you get better, and then you continue it, and over time you become an expert at it, right? You become real good at it, and that's when you get paid the high dollars. But in the process, you still get paid. It's just not the high dollars. So when you think about what you're doing, think about where you are in that progression system. Where are you on that ladder? Are you at the bottom? Are you midways, or are you at the top? Because if you're midways, the rules are different than if you were at the top. Also, if you're at the bottom, that's different also as well. So if you're not doing anything to gain progress, to move your system forward or yourself forward, then you're not growing. You're at the bottom of that ladder, if you will. And we as human beings are what we like to call growth-seeking individuals. We seek to grow. Whatever you know right now, you seek to know more at some point under normal circumstances. I know we always have exceptions, right? But there is such thing as a rule. And more often than not, those who are kind of bending that rule kind of are willing to turn their head against that fact that there is, in fact, a rule. Now, I'm not saying I hadn't done it from time to time. I'm not saying you hadn't done it from time to time. But overall, we want to kind of remain an ethical kind of force in this thing we call life, right? We don't want to go through life, being shiesty or taking advantage of people. We don't want to do that. That's not necessary either. But I got some good stuff I want to share with you on this video, because this begins the second quarter of my system for 2018. And I'm really excited. I got some really good stuff going on. As you guys know, I'm creating 200 videos in 365 days. My company is SpeakerLarry.com. And this video is video number 51. Now, you won't hear me mention numbers very much, because as I play these videos and as I record these videos, I put them in different places throughout the internet world. And I don't want to have to make certain that it's sequenced. I just want to be able to put the videos out, and when you hear the video or see the video, you get to experience it from that perspective, rather than, if this is video 51, I need to see video 50 or video 49, right? No, I don't want it to have to be like that, although you can follow it like that. It's set up like that. But it's basically set up like that for me, because I'm leaving a path for people to follow that I want to follow, right? And if at any point they decide they want to follow, then it's there for them, right? My kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my great-great-great-grandkids that I probably will never see, all that's available, because I'm doing something with my life to influence their life, even though their lives are not even here yet. And you can consciously do that as well, but you have to leave something. You have to contribute something of yourself on a regular basis, something that can be experienced by other people, like writing a book, creating a podcast show, videos. All those can go on after you have gone on, if you will, right? And you will be going on. Please know that. We all have a number, right? And when that time comes, you know, in the story. So what you hadn't done, you won't get to do. That's the way that works. That's one of the reasons too. I like to create content based on what I call the top of the head concept, because I like to be able to be flexible in any situation, and I like to know a little bit about a lot of things. So if I know a little bit about a lot of things, most people know a lot about one thing, right? Or a lot about two things. But if you know a little bit about several things and maybe a lot about other things that maybe are not so geared to individuality as they are working together, then you have more value. You bring more to the table. Like if I'm an author, a speaker, and a consultant, and you invite me to your event, you're probably going to pay me more than you're going to pay someone who is not that, right? Not that I'm any better. It's just that I've positioned myself in a way to receive. And that's the way my system teaches you to do. Not that you're going to be any better than anybody, but you know you're not less than anybody also, right? So that's important to know going in. You can come with nothing, but that doesn't mean that you're nothing. That means that you just hadn't created, you hadn't used your resources to create something yet. That we all have. We all have that ability to create the world that we want to live in. Just like you want it. You have that ability. If you can hear me now and you can understand what I'm saying, chances are very good that you can do that. You just have to understand that it takes time and it takes commitment. You have to identify what that is for you and start and don't stop. And over time, because of the way the world works, it will bring people into your world that can help you on that journey. And you don't really know where you're going on that journey initially, but again, over time, your eyes will begin to open to things that you didn't know were available to you. And that's going to be whether or not you take advantage of certain opportunities or not. Because sometimes you'll be given opportunities that you'll weigh and you'll say, well, you know, I should do that or I could do that, but I really don't need the money. And I really, I'm not too enthusiastic about becoming affiliated with that group or organization, right? So I think I'm going to pass this time. And see, those are conscious decisions that you're making from another place, not just because you want the money, right? Even though the money's good, it's great money and it's recurring because you're creating products, you're creating things that allow you to brand yourself and who you are, and over time, there's that word again, over time. That takes time. Think about companies like Coca-Cola or Peterbilt or Harley Davidson. Those companies didn't become brands like they are overnight. It took time, and it will take time for you, as it should, because the price of success should be kind of high. Because if you're the gatekeeper and you can just come in because you think a certain way or do certain things, that's not going to make the value of what you have increase. You need to be able to say, well, I put in 10,000 hours of studying this. Right? I studied 5,000 hours of how to do this. So I know all the moving parts. And you can give me a scenario or a situation and I can tell you what's causing that. Right? When you have that ability, then you move to another level in life. Let me tell you about a trip I just took. I know I just finished first quarter of this year-long experiment that I'm doing, but and I like to take quarterly trips, get away and kind of clear my head so I can come back full of energy and ready to go, right? Share great content with you guys and keep you informed and influenced, right? Yeah, that's what I want to do. And that's what you'll want to do too once you set your system up. But I just got back from a 6-state vacation. I went to Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, and New Mexico. I went made a big circle, and it snowed in Colorado. As a matter of fact, the night we spent the night that we got there right before the snow came, and as soon as we booked into the hotel and everything, the snow came and it was like just everywhere. In the morning it was everywhere. I was like, oh no, it snowed in. So by the time we woke up the next morning, it was cleared off on the roads. And my mind was thinking, wait a minute, how can there be so much? It was like 2 or 3 inches of snow. How can there be so much snow on the ground and there's no snow on the road? What kind of road do they have up there, right? Because there wasn't any snow on the road. The roads were good. And, we had a great time. But getting back to where we are right now, I want you to focus this second quarter on doing, if you didn't do something the first quarter that you wanted to do, or you didn't start something the first quarter that you wanted to start, understand this, the second quarter I'm going to be pushing you a little bit harder, right? Because by now you should know what you want to do. And you should have had things written down, or your mindset really focused on setting a slot of time that you're going to gain some knowledge about something. Because that's how this thing works, okay? You don't just think about it and sit around and do nothing about it. You actually have to put action to it to get the results. So as we move forward, you're going to need to shift into another gear, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to keep up, right? Although you can go at your own pace, but my suggestion is simply don't stop, all right? That's what you want to do. Continue on. Now, this is video, again, 51 of the first, this is the first video of the second quarter. I'm going to do 200 videos in 365 days. So this quarter, I've got to do another 50 videos. I hope you guys enjoyed those first 50, and if you didn't, go back and check them out sometimes. And remember, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, because how else can I grow if you don't do that, right? Oh, you've already done it? Well, that's great, and I appreciate it. My name is Larry James. My company is SpeakerLarry.com, and I'll see you on the next video.